top of the morning, and it is a beaut.
And the hope of the Irish as the future champion of the world.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio.
Welcome to the Barry J. McDonald podcast. The place where dreams get dusted off and acted on. Because life is too short. We're living on a rock that's flying through space. And hey, what the hell else were you going to do with yourself here?
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode. Now, to get from where you are to where you want to be may involve you making a bold decision. Now, I don't know what your thoughts are on that term, bold decision. Now, when I originally had heard that before, I always thought it was something that was huge, a monumental decision, something that was going to transform the lives of myself, family, maybe hundreds, if not thousands of people. It's a kind of big thing that we need to make. But when I made a monumental decision, I realised that my monumental decision could be a lot different from yours. I might see something as a monumental decision for me, and you may think to yourself, well, I've taken that action last week. It's no big deal. Now, I remember going back a couple of years, my monumental decision at the time was, should I write a fiction book for kids? Now, at the time, I had a storyline planned out. I had an idea of a fiction book I wanted to write. Well, I actually didn't want to write it. I was scared of writing it. And what I did was I had hired a ghostwriter to do the writing for me. So I gave them the whole storyline, showed them the characters, this is the book I want, blah, 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 and when will you have it ready? Now, what happened next was something that probably has transformed my life, made a big difference in it. And at the time, it was something that made me angry. Because at the time, when I gave all the details to my ghostwriter, he disappeared. Don't know what happened to him. Maybe life got in the way, maybe something happened in his family, whatever. But I emailed him over the next couple of days saying to him, well, are you going to take the job on? Do you want to write this book? Or are you too busy or whatever? Again, silence. Now, at the time, it angered me that, I had hired him for a job and he didn't even have the manners to get back to me from a simple email. And I remember at the time ranting and raving off to my wife saying, I had this book. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Do I wait and see if he comes around? Do I hire someone else? And my wife just said to me, you already know the story. You already know the book. So why don't you write it? So in that moment, I was kind of backed into a corner. If this book meant a lot to me, if I really wanted it written, and if I knew it as well as anyone would, well then, yeah, why shouldn't I write it? Now, at the time, that was a monumental decision for me because I didn't see myself as a writer. No one in my family had ever written fiction before. I didn't think I could do it. I had the bare bones of a story, but to actually sit down in front of a laptop and start writing out the words, and however many words I needed to write or chapters, I only had the skeleton of a story. I didn't have the knowledge at the time to how to flesh it out or how to actually write a story. I'd never written a story before. I didn't know how to plot it. I didn't know how to create my characters. I knew nothing about it. But probably because of my wife saying it the way she did, it did kind of trigger something in me, and I kind of said to myself, well, I'll show you. Right, I'll go ahead and write that book. So I wrote that book. And that book actually became really, really successful. Now, the book was in the Minecraft world, so you're probably not going to see it on any of the Amazon bestseller lists, unless maybe you're doing searches on Amazon for Minecraft. But I wrote a book that led to another book, that led to 17 books in that book series. And from that point on, when I wrote that book, I think something changed in me. I realised that, some of these things that I have been putting off for a long time, or some of these things that I have thought I could never do, sometimes it just takes balls. Sometimes you just need to say, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Just throw it out there and see how it goes. And that kind of attitude I got from writing that first book and the subsequent books after that led me on to creating digital products, to creating training courses, to creating the podcast here, to doing videos on TikTok, because it kind of left me with the attitude of, who's stopping me? Nobody was stopping me from writing that book except me. So I kind of took that attitude with everything else I did after that. So as I said, at the time, maybe to you it mightn't be a monumental decision to write a kid's fiction book. But to me, it was huge. So again, going back to your monumental decision, what could be something that you could do that could make a huge difference in your life? Now, I think what I would probably define a monumental decision is making a decision that you don't know the outcome to it. You're kind of rolling the dice. You can't see around the corner. You can't see what's ahead. You would like this thing to work out, but it's not guaranteed. And again, the decision that you are going to take, this monumental decision, should be one that should take you out of your comfort zone. It should never be a decision you've made before, because if it was, well, then you would just get the same answers. If we keep asking ourselves the same questions or taking the same decisions, we're going to get the same results. And it's only through a monumental decision, a decision where we've never taken this decision before, something that's outside our comfort zone, we get back a different result. Sometimes we get what we want, sometimes we fail, and we just need to make another decision on what we've learned from that mistake and try again. So, where you are right now, maybe you are where you are because you're afraid of, taking monumental decisions outside your comfort zone, and you're playing it safe. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing it safe, but I'm sure you'll see that if you play it safe, you're always guaranteed what the results are going to be. I wasn't guaranteed that my fiction book would do well. I wasn't guaranteed that right now there's 194 reviews on it with a rating of 4.5. So 4.5 out of 5 really blows me away sometimes. I didn't know that would work out at the time. I just wrote the book, put it out there, and seen what the universe would give me back. So that for me was a monumental decision, because it wasn't guaranteed. That book could have flopped, but because I tried something I never did before, and because that decision was outside my comfort zone, I got that result. And so it's going to be the same for you. It's okay to play it safe, but how long have you been playing it safe? The actions you're taking right now are probably giving you small results, or results that you already know. So what's the fun in really just making those small decisions? Upgrade your decision making, strengthen that muscle, make stronger decisions, and decisions where you don't know the outcome. I'm not saying that you should gamble away your life savings, or you should gamble everything, or anything like that, but think about a bigger decision you could take today that mightn't work out for you, but if it does work out, it'll be amazing. And you will find that the bigger decisions you make, you will kind of grow in confidence with yourself, and you'll grow to make bigger decisions. So each monumental decision you make will probably be different every time. The big one right now, probably in a few years' time, you're going to look back and you say, that's tiny compared to where I am right now. As I'm recording this podcast episode here, when I think back of, how long I put off writing that kid's book because I was afraid. And now, I have no fear at all. I could just open up a laptop right now and I could write a kid's story and it wouldn't faze me at all. So at the time it was monumental. Now it's nothing. And you're going to find that too when you do make those decisions, that over time, as you grow, as you evolve, as you, get more and more and more out of your comfort zone, all these decisions when you look back are just tiny. And you laugh at yourself. You'll say to yourself, why the hell did I put this off for so long? Why didn't I do that action? But stupidly, we believe that these decisions are too big for us. But really, are they? Give that some thought today. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Before you go, Barry would like to give you a free copy of Words to Wealth. In it, he's going to show you 10 ways to make money from writing. Head on over to writecome.com now for your copy. Have a great day and come back soon.